decided to get in here and I might do some invites. A lot of people don't always get these, so I'm gonna send some today, and that'll give y'all a chance to get into the live and see what's going on. And I'm gonna tell y'all what I see across the land. It's getting crunch time, people. It's getting crunch time. So the message has been given to me loud and clear from the matriarchs across the land that on the third anniversary of the close of the contract that was the interim governmental contract of United States of America. And this 4th of July, from what I'm getting from the sisters, this is the matriarch's World Strike Day. All of the sisters decided that they're not doing nobody's work starting on the 4th of July. All of the sisters and their supporters is going to be shutting this motherfucker down. I guess it's the grand finale. And so we go back to when it all came to fruition 3 years ago, and I had to assert the jurisdiction of the tribes across the land, because it was my responsibility, if I knew what to do, to go ahead and to proceed, and the people will catch up. And y'all had 3 years to catch up, and y'all pretty caught up. Free Larry Hoover is the battle cry. What comes along with Free Larry Hoover is a restoration of the matriarch and the uplifting of fallen humanity, point blank, period. And so when the sisters decided the 4th of July, I got 7 knocks on the same idea, which means it's a Pleiadian 7 sister seal on it. And this is Isis Unveiled. Blue Lodge, H.P. Blavatsky, 7 Sisters Rising. And that came in off of a 3 Sisters knot, which is the 3-phase moon for the lunar magic of the sisters. And the 3-phase moon represents the mother, the maiden, and the young woman, the virgin. And the energy being synced along the coded 369 among the matriarchs. The grand matriarchs are on the move in real time, acting upon this information that we've been putting out for the sisters to get a hold of. So we got a lot of naysayers, and what they told me is that's when you know that success is a dead on target hit, because not until you get your hater club. When you get your hater club, that's when you know you have arrived. And so I got my own hater club, false accusers. They getting it in, they putting in work. Keep up the good work, you sourpuss motherfuckers. I'm not calling you motherfuckers names out because I'm not going to give y'all no clout to chase. But you know who you is, you know what you did, you know who you done it to. Now, when that shit come back to you, when your chickens come home to roost, don't come crying a big rod. Right? So, for those who don't know, I'm going to make it clear. I ain't always been brain banging. I started off gang banging. And I got pulled to the side off the 7-4 on the BOS knock. And they told me that it's time to stop gang banging and start brain banging. I did 16 years and a half on the 18 to 50 murder bid. That ain't no fucking secret, and I'll catch another fucking murder As soon as they take this motherfucking brain banging shit off the table, I ain't got no problem with motherfuckers splitting y'all shit to the pituitary gland. Push your snot box back, turn your spit red, get your back dirty, and give you a pair of GD shades to go along with it. I'm with the shits. I don't know, because y'all think a motherfucker on some spiritual shit, that mean that we ain't with the shits. I'm with all the shits. But certain stuff Big Mama say don't speak on, I don't speak on it. I don't have to be heard by you buffoons, idiots, and clowns. You motherfuckers, Johnny come lately, don't got a fucking clue, can't buy a vowel. Right? So, with the 3-year anniversary and the sister strike, the thing that we'll be looking to hear from is 45 and 3 Kings. That should all be manifesting within a short period of time, because by August, this bitch is going to be shut totally down, point blank, period. Crooked man walking, Crip Nation on the motherfucking move. So, as for all of the sisters, keep doing what y'all doing. You know, all of the good Moors, it's time for y'all to get ready to round them dirty Moors up. Angel Bay gonna lead the charge. That's his house to clean. The Sharif, the sheriff, the law of the land. And we back on top. Y'all just don't know it yet, but now y'all about to feel it and y'all about to see it. No big eyes, no little U's. We not finna misuse and abuse people, because we know what it's like to be misused and abused. We not finna discriminate against people based on their skin color, their height, their weight, their geographical origin. We've not finna participate in none of the divide and conquer techniques that's been used to keep us oppressed and subjugated. That shit is a wrap. On this deck, what's coming up now is everybody motherfucker treat people the way you want to be treated, called the golden rule. And when you mistreat somebody and they chop you in your motherfucking throat, you just gonna have to live with the consequences. Because you knew what you was getting into when you did the dumb shit. You know? And so I think the sister strike is a big deal, because they adamant about it, and they not telling nobody in what we call in the overt language. They put it in the public domain, but they passed it on telepathically. It should be spontaneous. If we reach critical mass and after the conjure been broke, it's gonna expose all of this shit. I'm not researching Rashad Jamal's case. I have no information one way or another that would benefit y'all to know coming from me. All I know is he said fuck Rod Hayes, so that made me not even investigate his situation. So that's where I stand on that. As far as y'all being misled, all of them clowns gonna get exposed for the buffoonery that they performing. Right? Now y'all done seen me on panels with elders. The elders know what's up. It's time for y'all to wake up and know what's up too. This the showtime. Right? So this 4th of July, 3-year anniversary of the close of the contract, in the Jubilee year, this shit got to come out to the forefront. They got to come tell y'all now that I did everything necessary for y'all to have y'all shit. I wasn't even thinking about mine, because I know I'm going to get mine if y'all get yours. So I'm not worried about mine. When y'all get y'all shit, that's when I get my shit. Because my mama said if I was last, I would have to be made first. Right? So I've been last. Go back on this page. He said it. I was watching him when he spit it out his mouth. He got tricked by Isis wisdom. That's the motherfucking traitor turncoat right there. So when y'all realize that I did what was necessary and I didn't take sides in the struggle, then y'all gonna be more apt to understand that the moves that I had to make them moves because it benefit the collective. I had everything I wanted. I was straight, you know, until they started defrauding the people at work. And I can't sit around and just watch that shit, you know? So, a lot of y'all don't really grasp the gravity of this shit. But we overthrew a force that they said we could never overthrow. They out of here. We overcame a conjure that they said we would never be able to overcome. That one of us would never realize that he ain't from Africa and he had first right to the birthright to claim the land on behalf of his sisters who had the first right to the earth rights, which is the voodoo conjure, which is the law of balancing nature with the individuals involved. So if you don't understand it, it's gonna be made clear soon. This shit, they can't keep this shit buried. I've been giving y'all the spoilers. I've been telling y'all that what's going on with the food. I've been telling y'all that all of the GMO shit gotta go, and people acting like they surprised when they seeing food warehouses burned down and large numbers of animals dropping dead. All that GMO shit got to go. They was using that to poison us, right? So, shout out to Young Elder. We gonna hook up. We gonna get another class. Big ups to Dan Calloway to grid on the land, right? Big up to brother Kareem up in New York, right? All of the ones that y'all don't know working behind the scenes to try to help us overcome this motherfucking dumb shit, because it's dumb shit to me. And since it's dumb shit, well, we had to get rid of it. So everybody got to be ready to set their family structure up, going back to the oldest living matriarch in y'all clan, right? And y'all, once y'all start bringing the families back together, y'all be able to set up your family bank, what we call Big Mama House again, the Long House, Big Mama House, the Long House, where all of us have a home. Even if we don't have a house out in the city, we can go back to Big Mama House, right? And this is where we did our educational programs, rites of passage, doula training, etc. All of this stuff was done at Big Mama House. They didn't turn the hospitality haven of the doulas into a hospital where they murdering motherfuckers at. Kareem, that's my man. He up in New York. He be doing videos. He be making moves, you know, gorilla knocking. Yep. Granny house, yeah. So the problem child always got a place to go in order to get straight, because somebody got to know from the bloodline how to bump their family members straight. And you know what it take to raise your son because you knew what it take for you to be raised. And now we can optimize it and put it to use on a much more functional basis, where now we can, we done seized all of the wealth. So that's not an issue. It's the hard part leading up to the issue, getting the wealth. So we had to shut every fucking thing down. By August, this bitch gonna be shut all the way down. Right? Watch the truckers. Listen to the truckers, because they're not going to be able to fuel up to transport shit. And if the truckers can't, then all those diesel engine ships on the ocean just going to be stuck. Right? Then you got your diesel power aircraft, all that shit, using the specialty engines and all that all that shit out of here. Right? Yeah. So I appreciate all of y'all who understand what's going on, so we don't have to bicker when we can just secure what we rightfully got coming. This is not nothing that somebody's giving us. It's not a reparations. It's not a donation. This is your shit. And you didn't know how to get it because they tangled us up in different linguistic diversions, sending us chasing our tail, trying to figure out who and what we are based on who and what the rest of the people of the earth is. When you start unraveling the historical record, it's all in our face, but the narrative is slanted in a way to make them look like they the ones in primary control when they actually the help, right? They actually the help. And if they the help, why in the fuck can the help tell us how to manage our own shit? So this is why what they call reservations, those walls come down now, right? Them $5 Indians got to bow down and produce what they said they was going to produce to the culture if we allowed them to stay here, right? So we knew what them motherfuckers was doing at the time. It's just that they wrapped it up in a historical knot and we couldn't unravel that knot. But when you go through the morals and dogma and you go through the protocols of Zion, then you understand that we needed something to, that's what we was trying to counter strategically, right? So when I say it was fezzes versus the feathers, right, it's because the 32-degree Scottish Rite came in from the Shriners. And the Shriners was wearing the fezzes, and Albert Pike was the motherfucking 32-degree Scottish Rite Shriner Mason that done this shit. He the one wrote the morals and dogma and told y'all how this shit was gonna play out. And if we don't pay attention, we won't know how to interrupt their pattern. So in the Emerald Tablets of Thoth tell you it's cycles within cycles. By interrupting the smaller pattern, you interrupt the bigger pattern. As above, so below. The law of rhythm, which is the law that compels the tides back and forth. Cameo on a guest appearance, back and forth, right? So when the cameo come in on a guest appearance, she's strange, right? She's strange. Why is she strange? Walking down the avenue. They giving you the clues out in the open. The Masonic lodges used to be a rites of passage to teach the young princes how to govern the land, maintain the land, and you had to learn how to read the stars, which gave us the as above, and you had to learn how to read the lay of the land, so below. And when you can read that, this is what the lodges was to teach you how to navigate becoming a man, and they got hijacked by nefarious forces. They used them for silence and secrecy as they implemented silent weapons for quiet war in our face, behind our back. But they had the lodges blocked with pale faces so that we couldn't get into the lodges to find out what they was doing until Prince Hall got in on the Blue Lodge and Noble Drew Ali got in on the Red Lodge, and they put that shit out in the open. This is the truth about the lodges, and the secret to the lodges, Hiram Abiff, is me. Hiram is the master builder, the master of masters, the self-raised master who built Solomon's temple from himself. Solomon's temple is the body for the soul of man. That's what Solomon is, the soul of man. And in order to build the great work, the great arcana, is to read his own book of life and follow his own path to his own success. And the success that I want is the only success that comes with all of the people being equally successful across the land, right? So when you do what's right, you get what's right done right. So when we put the power where the power properly go under the matriarchal system of government, then that restores the natural balance of nature within the human community. And from restoring the balance to nature, it starts to restore the people to balance across the land. Then we have to learn the lessons from the catastrophes that took place, lest we be doomed to repeat them. So we don't want to keep on doing the same dumb shit that they had us doing. So we have to do better because now we know better. And my mama say, when you know better, you do better. But when you don't know shit, you can't do shit. Right? So now we going back to everybody got to get what they earn, good, bad, or indifferent. No big eyes, no little U's. You get your shit if it's your shit. If it ain't your shit, you get the fuck out the way and get them people they shit. And so I'm looking at the moves on the West Coast. The OG Crips is following the protocol to not get into that bullshit with Whack 100. And so they following they OG steps. That's how you know. And Whack 100 got the word from the OG Pyrus to sit his motherfucking ass down. So that tell me that the Red Lodge and the Blue Lodge, the Bloods and the Crips on the West Coast is ready to move into the position to restore their land back to their motherfucking people on the West Coast. This just what I'm seeing. As for the Midwest, they have a lot going on between the leadership of Vice Lords, Stones, and Disciples, because they all are in agreement with we got to figure out a way to stop doing this dumb shit. And I'm giving them the solution, and they going over and evaluating the equation to see if it's mathematically probable to come to a balance in this condition. And the conclusion gonna be that all of the ones that ain't supposed to be here gonna have to leave, right? And every 3,600 years, we're gonna get new technology from Nibiru and their scientists, and we gonna get them their allotment of gold, and that's the agreement with the Galactic Council. We want them motherfuckers gone because all they do is cause mischief and bloodshed everywhere they go. They all turning our motherfucking kids against each other, got them killing each other in the streets, never knowing that the very one that you motherfucking beefing with, if you ever sat down and had a decent conversation with him, he might turn out to be the best motherfucking friend you ever had. But because you ride or die with some buffoons and some idiots who came in to disrupt the community, then yeah, you not gonna never know nothing about that. Right? So, a lot of people have been asking me to come on live. I only can move when Big Mama tell me. So if y'all don't see me on here, that's because she done set my ass down to see something that's about to occur. In this case, it's the July 4th anniversary of the closing of the contract and the first day of the global women's strike. So the sisters is the spearhead, and all of their supporters are the other women from around the world who agree with them. They gonna all just walk off their jobs. Apparently that's what it's looking like they gonna do. And they're gonna reassert the matriarchy back into its position and demand that they get a report from the kings on what did they do about this conundrum we had. This situation was going on the land. They got all of these babies sick, having autism, and motherfucking elders is having dementia and Alzheimer's. What in the fuck is they doing? Why are y'all allowing this to continuously take place? So they gonna have to tell y'all about the COINTELPRO initiative to remove the chiefs from across the land, so we don't ever have anybody that's free to claim the land from a position of autonomy, self-determination. And this is what they got to give y'all the report on, right? And when they give y'all the report, they got to give y'all the summary that tells y'all about that shit. They got it all, right? I posted it several times. I'll post it again. I have to go back through my see if I can't find it in my messages, and I'll repost it. But we also got this fuel shortage that's affecting trains, planes, and automobiles. So y'all need to watch that shit. Make sure y'all got enough food to last y'all about a good 30 to 90 days, if y'all can't get to market because shit gonna be shut down. Um, so yeah, I'm seeing all kind of stuff in here now. They telling me that it's yeah, 2,000 mules told it. Matter of fact, slap that motherfucker and tell him I sent it. So the chiefs on the land are back in control, and it took a lot of us to figure it out, and everybody had to bring their piece to the table in order to put this fucking puzzle together. And that's how you know that the top is all in agreement. It's just that y'all need to be aware that this shit is going the fuck down in real time, and if you blink, you gonna miss it. Because Babylon already fell, buried, and in the grave. Babylon over with. That shit been done. Y'all just now catching up to it, right? Um, yep, the 2,000 arrests. So the whole deep state operation has been documented, and now they are using they're putting it all in a format where it could be disseminated and people could get to see it in its entirety under controlled conditions. So whatever the fuck that mean. Let me see, anything I'm missing. Let me look here. I got some questions. Let me see. So the $5 Indians that tried to steal our birthright, they have to hold certain rituals and certain customs to be reintroduced back to the community. And if they don't do it properly, that's why they're systematic about everything they do, to make sure that they get the steps to the dances right, the beat to the drum right. And then when they come back to the fold, they gotta have something to offer along the cultural lines of the culture that was usurped on the land. And a lot of them took sides with us because of the dirty Moors that brought them over here, had misled them about where they was going and who we were. And when they found out who we were, they made the determination to walk with the elder brothers and sup at the feet of the great mother earth under great father sky, to rebalance the shoe and the tefnut resonance off of the shoe and the men, that homosexual shit, right? So they got something to contribute, and if they don't, they gonna go right on along with the motherfuckers that don't belong here, because they didn't hold up their part of the bargain. Do you a meal plan for about 90 days and then calculate what you would cook for those meals and get those items. That's how I would stock up. I haven't got the news about the gathering of the mothers on the land, but I know that it's going to be a big one, and it's probably going to take place in Chicago, most likely. Mexico indigenous land and the people moving to Mexico, that's their option. They could be getting a call from the matriarchs about where to go, and they are moving to the land that they have to assert birthright to. Touch on the light lock. The Pleiadian light lock in the geometric form looks like Metatron's cube, and it is the seal of the consciousness physical balance. It's how to restore balance back to this realm by understanding the light codes. When you understand the light codes, that's the color code of the light, the frequency, the vibration, then you get to be able to operate that portion of the balancing in what they call the grand man, which is really the great mother. And this is why it appeared that Osiris didn't have a penis, because Usir, the great father, was a reflection of the great mother in death. And the death precedes the resurrection when he comes back as Horus. It's metaphoric, but there's a whole lot of geometry in there. Children through portals is new beginnings coming into reality from the mental sphere, fourth dimension, into the three. QAnon is not a psyop, but they tried to usurp it at one point to mislead the people using the Q drops, and that had to be recovered by the QAnons, which they were successful in doing that. The 10 days of darkness is, rolling blackouts. The rolling blackouts, is already documented that they're going to have controlled power outages because of the rise in the temperature and the overburdening of modern technology on the energy grid. They already reported that. If you scroll down my Instagram, you'll find that I posted it. Your tribe is your frequency of your heart. The people that behave like you might not be blood relatives. Those are tribe members. If they blood relatives, that's called family tribe or close tribe, right? But these weren't the terms we use. We use in English language to communicate to most of our people speak English. So we have to give you an English rendition of how we perceived ourselves until we can get back to our original way of describing things. So we have to unravel the mystery first by using English, and then we can start going back to our indigenous tongues and raising children to speak those tongues in order to be able to communicate better. We passed waking the motherfucker up. They about to get a rude awakening next. Yeah, white supremacy is over. That's all legalese when you say white supremacy. That's free white persons in law. So when you look up free white persons in law, then you understand who we was up against, and you understand how they was using the mainstream perception of a word or term in order to push a secret agenda in the open. Right. So I'm gonna go over it more in detail when I uh, make documentaries about it, where I can show all of the work. I already got one brother working on it with me right now, so we doing that now. When they shut everything down, ain't gonna be nobody to do no evictions. That's what about bills of rent. Bills are gonna get cut off anyway. Your lights, you're gonna lose all that shit if you don't have no generator at home. At least for about 30 days, that shit gonna be down. CERN starts back up on the 5th, and I expect that they're gonna use that to give a power signal around the world. Um, yeah. We going back to before the Iroquois Constitution, which was separate from the law, the matriarchal rules across the land, and we gonna reestablish it where everybody has to know they natural inalienable rights, so that they'll know how to not disrespect somebody else's rights, and also how to protect their own. Because in the system now, they just teach you how to be a professional victim, trying to defend your rights. Yep, Ain Soph, Sophia, the Great Mother. Yep, and Gnosticism. I know the Saint Germain Trust was held by the Catholic Church, and we seized that shit. So it's probably more real than you can possibly imagine. It's another one too, somewhere else. There's a whole bunch of we had all that shit was already ours. We just got to give it back to who it belonged to. And you're gonna be surprised how well you're gonna know everything when this shit over with. Canada is on the same trajectory as us. Yeah, it's a lot of good Moors in the community, but the dirty Moors is the ones who don't want you to listen to the good Moors, and they want to mislead you and give you dogma as opposed to teach you how to do civics, understand the Moorish science of navigation of the stars, which is astronomy and astrology. They don't want you to learn that. They want you to focus on the dogma of how to be part as a free white person and a slave catcher. The dirty Moors know what they doing. The righteous Moors got their number. Watch what happens. This shit gonna play out. You gonna see. Yep. All feathers up. All of the tribes on deck. It's over 500 nations in the continental U.S. alone. We're not going to be calling it the U.S. for much longer, unless you mean us, right? This is where we at with it. This shit over with. So I had to give y'all the report, classify this as a public notice that by July the 4th, the sisters is going to be walking off of their jobs, and that somebody got to give us a fucking report on the land, and the responsibility just so happened to fall on the Honorable Chairman Larry Hoover. So Larry Hoover gonna have to come forth and give us a reading and the minutes and the reading of the land. This shit over with. Feathers up, motherfucking 21 gun salute, motherfucker. 777 on that ass. That's a jackpot all day long. So I'm gonna wrap this one up for now. I might come back on a little later if I get some good questions that I need to answer. So be on the lookout and watch my posts, because I'm going to be giving y'all the receipts in the posts. All right? So peace out, fam. Keep up the good work. Each one teach one. We all going to reach some. It's a new day and a new beginning for all of those who choose a new